Welcome back to Tales of Monkey Island. So, last time, we kind of got knocked unconscious by Morgan because, just as a reminder, even though we did form a bit of a friendship together, she still kinda is paid by the Marquis to bring our body in. So, we just got out of that, and right now we're on our way over the Flotsam Island.
Yep, going back to where it all started.
Because it saves on programming if you can use the same map twice.
And also, that's another thing that we also need to remind people. We finally were able to find La Esponja Grande, not quite as grande as we expected to, but hopefully we can be able to finally use that to cure everyone of the pox, assuming we can find a way out of this situation.
Right, we did cure ourselves, but yeah, we've been betrayed and now...
Yeah, we gotta deal with it.
Which I don't know why we're gonna be like held to be like evil or anything. We saved Flotsam Island.
Well, that's the thing, is that, like, well, I'm not quite sure if that's really the case, because even though we kind of made it so that people can leave Flotsam, we also inadvertently were the people that spread the pox throughout the entire Caribbean.
Yeah.
But it also looks like the Marquis finally was able to regain control of the wind machine, so now he's sucking people back in.
Ah, shit. Well,
Well, we're kind of stuck.
Aw, come on. Don't do that to me now, Guybrush.
I would love if she was like, she's like, you could help, you know. It's like, I could if you would untie me. Never mind.
There is that. Honestly, he just has a little bit too much on his mind right now to really be courteous.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's funny thinking back on it, because now it's kind of a role reversal from last episode.
30,000 pieces of silver, mon petit chouchou.
We do.
Just as we agreed.
It'd better be, or I'll cut the difference out of your fluffy wig.
I got an idea. Why don't you let me go and I'll pay you double what the Marquis is paying?
Don't embarrass yourself, Threepwood.
Well, we have the money, but we'll pay triple.
Pay triple it.
A quadruple?
Quadruple?
Quintuple?
Back on the narwhal, I've got an entire kitty full of cold, hard...
IOUs.
IOUs. Threepwood, you grossly underestimate the value of that which courses through your body.
No, we don't. We've cured ourselves already. Right?
Yeah.
You're kind of shit out of luck, dude.
Well,
Can
that's
we
the
tell
thing, like, the thing is, even though we cured ourselves, he still needs a strand of our DNA, because that hand is still our hand that he's experimenting with.
That's true. Kind of think of how is old Handy been doing?
We'll find that out a little bit later.
Yep.
It looks like Morgan's got a good case of the Regrettos.
Yeah.
No, regretios and uh-oh.
Also,
What's going on?
looks like things have been a little different since the last time we were on Flotsam.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh.
For one thing,
Whoa.
the pox
Well,
made
okay.
its way back to Flotsam, but that's a little... Oh, wait.
Ah, it's a welcome back party. I hope they brought ice cream cake.
Oh, I love ice cream cake.
Guybrush Threepwood. We've been waiting a long time for this.
Wait, what's that?
Oh?
Oh, boy.
What is this?
Why can't I stop
What's
It's
going
a
on?
magic...
What?
Oh,
that-
that envelope's been hexed.
It is a voodoo enchanted summons, as in a court summons, as in the people of Flotsam are putting us on trial.
A court summons.
Ooh.
And, yeah, looks like somehow Marquis may actually be someone that actually has to help us, otherwise he just lost the thing he just bought.
Yeah,
But
really.
don't worry, he doesn't partake in the court.
Threepwood, and you paid me. We're done here.
Well,
We'll just see about that.
The courthouse.
yeah, what a strange turn of events all of a sudden. Now we're being court-martialed by the citizens of Flotsam.
Yeah, also, dare I ask, how did they get a voodoo enchanted court summons?
Well, the voodoo lady does have a home there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she should be helping us.
To be fair, she's the voodoo lady. She actually has her. Oh.
Yeah. I feel like it's an instance where it's like she made it for like a general use, it's not made for any specific person in mind.
So, I know some about Pirate Court.
That's it, this isn't a true court, we need a prosecutor first.
Yeah.
That incompetent prosecutor!
Oh God.
I recognize that shirt pattern.
Oh,
That
Dude.
doesn't
no.
change.
Oh
Move.
no.
Oh!
I do love that, like, just real quick. First off, to give Jordan up to speed, this is Stan, a slimy salesman that's made his way in a bunch of the games. He does a different thing in every game. In this game, he is the prosecutor that's going to be fighting us in this courtroom trial.
Ah.
You can see his gums.
Jeez. It
Dear
comes,
God.
and of course he has his weird flippy hand movements.
Yeah, because he did that in all the other games.
Yeah, it's his trademark.
Yep.
And the chowder shirt.
And the chowder shirt, which I do love that they found the way to retain that on this model.
Yeah.
Crazy.
makes him
Oh,
him really trippy.
Hello, Kitty.
Yeah. But yeah, basically what's happening is that, like, we're being charged with on top of unleashing the Pox, we're also being charged with, like, a bunch of other felonies that we did on Flotsam. Some of them during that big barroom fight that we did in the middle of the first episode, you know, while we were blindfolded.
Yeah, they actually pulled back quite a bit from the first episode.
And then, of course, us forging that doll, or action figure.
Also, they brought
Yep.
back that one chef pirate from episode 2.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?
We didn't kill him.
He did that to me.
Well, no, that one wasn't killing. That was more so. You see that giant X there?
Yeah.
We allegedly ruined that man's perfectly good X. Which, fun fact about that, that was actually the result of a little fan contest that Telltale was running around the time, where there was like, come up with a stupid crime that you think Guybrush did to you. If we think it's good enough, we'll put it in the game. And that ruined my X thing. Was it?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, it's fitting.
Yeah.
This is Pirate AO.
Whoa,
Oh,
goodness.
God.
Right, we're still possessed. Yeah.
Also,
so I
I'm just
know.
gonna say real quick, the Judge here is easily my favorite character in this episode.
Guilty by reason of insanity.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun, particularly when he's all puxed
And he's
up.
honestly, there's more to him than what he lets on at the moment.
Interesting. I was gonna say I know a little bit about normal court laws. How does pirate court laws work?
How do you think a pirate court law would work?
We're like real court, but with fewer rules.
Oh,
Basically think kangaroo court, but instead of kangaroo, it's monkeys.
there's a kangaroo court.
Insanity defense.
You never heard of the term kangaroo court?
have.
Wait, no, now I remember.
Especially that last one about the X.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we know for a fact we didn't do.
Yeah? That's how it works.
Okay, now we have to find ourselves a defendant for our case.
Hey,
Stan?
Why don't you represent me? For old time's sake.
You mean those old times when you swindled me out of a ship, stuck me in a coffin for 3 months, scammed my insurance company,
Oh
and got me
yeah.
You did a lot more than that.
Yes?
Yes?
You did a lot of swindling, my good sir.
legal fees off these
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you were swindling us first.
don't like you.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, there is no clear winner.
But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to defend ourselves.
Pirate court saying the pirate who represents himself in court has a soon-to-be keel-hauled fool for a client.
I
Yes,
mean,
Your Honor.
true.
And I am that fool.
Yeah.
I mean, have you not seen my tarot card?
Here's your briefs, kid.
All right, so here's our
Okay.
curse.
Yeah, basically, this is giving us a summary of all the different crimes that we're gonna have to, like...
Oh, so this
we're
is
gonna
our
have to
mi-
repeal.
so this is our mission list. We need to somehow prove that we didn't do any of these, even though we clearly did.
Except for the last
Yeah.
one, of course.
That's the last one, of course.
Yeah, the X one is very easy to dismiss.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
I can't even spell. I don't know what an X is. No, but in all seriousness, how are we going to prove the fact that we clearly
That's
did
my corset.
do some of this stuff?
Well, a lot of it is gonna be, well, typical Guybrush fare. We're pretty much gonna have to finagle ourselves some proof that we didn't do any of this.
Yep.
We're literally gonna Miles Edgeworth this shit.
Yep.
And if not that, I was going to say we're basically going to, in essence, not learn anything from any of our actions and continue to do what we do best till the day we die.
We're pirates. What do you think?
Yeah, Guybrush Threepwood, Mighty Pirate.
At some point, I want him.
Witness.
At some point, I want him to just freaking like hold up a business card that just says "Mighty Pirate,"
Yeah,
pirate,
really.
Mighty Pirate here. Anywho's, and Jordy, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Cool. I want to make sure everybody remember you were still
Also in
English
possession
too.
of an unremarkable wedding ring that will likely be used to defray his funeral
Oh,
costs.
don't you
yeah.
fucking dare.
I thought the curse of that was removed.
No, it's a different ring.
Oh, gosh dang it.
Yeah, that ring's on his cursed hand, which we know has
Wait.
it.
Oh, hey, it's Santino's long lost brother.
Oh.
Right.
Oh. How do we know?
I don't even know the meaning of
No.
Zip it.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
it's a girl. Okay.
Long lost sister. My bad.
Oh, excuse me.
It was just Guybrush being. It was just Guybrush being Guybrush. It's
Are
okay.
these the evidence table?
Yeah, this is this is pretty much the evidence.
How in God's
that?
name are we gonna somehow get access to the evidence table to forge our way to freedom?
Why not T-marks this?
Well, that's the thing. Everything on that table we don't technically need. We do need that sponge though.
Esponja Grande.
No.
Oh,
Or not.
You're not gonna take the cookie off the table.
I just love the idea of him being like, man, court's no fun at all.
Let's start with calling a witness.
Okay.
Let's call that guy with the X.
I'd like to call Bailiff Hardtack to the stand.
Bailiff Hardtack. Oh, that's me.
Oh.
Yeah, get up here.
Swear on Blackbeard's log to tell the truth to the best of your ability and
That's
the wrong-spelling, backstabbing pirate.
That's how this works. I
You can
suppose.
tell, honestly, you can tell by this whole courtroom episode alone that these fuckers really have nothing better to do on this island.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
I was also going to say that they definitely are going to, especially since it's a courtroom scene and thus they always have to have a lot of dialogue, this is going to be the part where they're going to have to really shine with the dialogue writing.
Oh yeah, and they do.
Which, to their credit, they do. It does have a lot of really humorous
I
moments.
do think out of all 5 episodes, this is easily one of the stronger ones.
That's good.
Like, it's one of the funnier ones, and it definitely brings a lot in terms of plot. We'll find that out in the next part, but yeah.
Threepwood was nowhere to be found, and worst of all,
Yeah.
Yes?
he dug up my perfectly good ex. It's ruined
Just
now.
bury it again.
Come on.
Come to think of that whole buried X thing, that wouldn't happen to have anything to do with what happened back on Spinner K, would it?
No, the X is completely made up.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making sure, because I still remember that whole digging treasure fiasco that he had to deal with.
The X was nowhere to be
Admit it.
seen there.
He's shaking a bit.
Come on.
Right?
Oh, you got me. son.
Was a lie?
Well, okay,
Wait.
that
I didn't have anything else
That
to
was
do
easy.
After you killed me boss and left me without a job.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, why didn't you charge me for killing your
that's
boss?
a good point. Well,
Too late, no backsies.
Well, a mistrial.
Bailiff Hardtack, as punishment for wasting this court's time, you will be compelled to wear Lizzing's wig of foppery until such
Wig of
time
foppery.
as I am no longer tempted to gavel you into a fine paste.
Oh, I also would have.
There it is.
oh,
I also
not
would
bad.
have. I also would have accepted until such a time as I no longer find it amusing.
Well, at least he thinks it's delightful.
That's
Good
cool.
for him.
So 1 down, 2 to go. They're all going to be that easy, right?
Some of them are easier than others, but you'll see.
So how are you going to be handling this exactly, Hype?
Okay, so basically, you can't... there are going to be moments where you actually do need to get out of the courthouse to find the stuff you need for this. And you are actually... In spite of this whole courtroom thing, you actually are able to explore all of Flotsam. You just have to do it through a process that I personally think is the funniest part of the episode. But again, we'll wait till that time comes.
Okay.
Also, now that I stop and think about it,
Ooh,
the
that's
episode-
burning sauce. Oh, that is
Oh
burning
my
nacho
god.
sauce.
Oh, by the way, so yeah, basically, you need to pay close attention to that scar on her leg, because not only is that an important part of this particular puzzle, but something that I've seen it in other playthroughs. Apparently, that scar can technically be randomized.
Okay, so it's a black burn scar with a purple skull and crossbones.
I'd like to call
For this playthrough, anyway.
with my client.
Also,
Oh,
I'm starting to
racist.
realize another positive I can give to this episode is that it has the most character design variety out of all of them.
Yep. All right,
Yeah,
we're going to call for
even if
recess
some
and...
even if some models are reused.
Well, it's like, to be fair, a good handful of them are retrents from the first one, but still.
Honestly, the majority of them, I can't say, it's not like as bad as at first and second episodes, where most, if not all, the characters literally just share 1 or 2 models.
Cleared of all charges, his property will be
Yeah.
distributed to his heirs.
But I don't have any heirs that I know of.
Then will be auctioned off at eBay.
Ah, dang it.
eBay.
eBay.
Yeah, you be over there.
Okay.
How are we going to get out of here?
Get off, you!
How are we going to get out of here so we can actually do stuff in this recess?
We're gonna have to do something about that loose bar. Or maybe this loose plaster.
What's that noise? Nothing.
Oh, that's right. We have to stall him
Right.
first.
What do you want?
How about we get ourselves something?
Yeah,
to
bread and
eat?
water.
Am I entitled to some bread and
Something.
water? Bread and water? I pride myself on providing Flotsam's prisons with the finest...
Oh, that's actually rather nice of you. Thank you.
Oh.
I mean, it is confirmed he is a chef.
Wait here. Huh,
Yep.
that's funny.
Alrighty, let's get to it.
Alright. Now let's get to busting out.
I'd never leave. What the...
What?
It's solid steel under here.
Well, yeah, it's a
Nuts.
prison.
Resourceful, right?
What do you know? Guess it wasn't so loose after all.
Curse
your
you,
imagination.
not so loose
Well,
bar.
damn.
Thank you.
Ah, shit, that's too
Steel
much.
fortified patch of wall. It's not loose. Okay.
Stupid reinforcement.
Yeah, how are we gonna get out of here? This cursor's not telling us anything.
Well, I will say that's like you are gonna have to do a little bit. There you go.
Oh,
Where's my dinner? My haute cuisine. Oh, the prisoners don't get any food. That's for the gods and judges.
Bam.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Jerk. Alright, now here's the process of how we get out. And like I said, it's one of my favorite jokes in the game. So, I want to see my lawyer.
My lawyer. Your lawyer? Yeah, you might have heard of him. Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate at law.
Do 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 do
Hey.
do do.
All right, Counselor. Judge Grindstump says you got 5 minutes.
That should be more than enough for this piece of scum.
Alright.
Hope you had a good excuse for dragging me out of bed at this ungodly hour.
Alright, I'm worried about length, sir.
I'm worried about my wife, Counselor. She hasn't sent me a letter in weeks.
Whoop.
I wouldn't worry about her, Guybrush. I'm taking
I love
good
this.
care of her on my estate.
Yeah.
Very good care.
Whoop.
oh God.
You swine!
Stabber. I'll...
Whoop.
I'm quite done with my client.
You know, this would make better sense if we actually still had our cursed hand.
And oh my god, and he completely mistakes the fact of which Threepwood he's talking to, and so he lets us out as the attorney,
Yeah.
and we're out.
Sorry about that, Mr. Threepwood.
What is happening? What just?
What an idiot!
It's beautiful.
Again, when you really start to see how these characters act, they really do have nothing better to do, so they just go with it.
I love
Yeah.
the fact that that worked. I'll say,
say,
Sans
Stan.
Corporal Serene
Oh, wait.
Emporium.
Oh god,
Now,
in
what are
this
you doing?
blacklight, his shirt is even trippier.
Emporium?
Yeah.
You'll see in a
Yeah.
minute.
Gazette offices.
Keel holler. That's old news, Threepwood. Get it? Old news.
Ha!
Ha.
Our operation was bought out and shut down by those bigwigs at the Flotsam Times weeks ago.
Aw, dang, poor
Hey.
Nipperkin didn't like
Nipperkin.
that.
Are you kidding?
Aw.
Old Nipperkin made out like a
Oh?
bandit. I heard he's getting ready.
Oh, it was a buyout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
at least, well, I guess if anything, at least he's got a nice future ahead of him. Hopefully without any scurvy on him.
Hope they haven't been treating you too bad.
I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Well, there is
But yeah,
no straight
Stan, how about we talk about this this trial that we're in? Let's see what your perspective is on it, even though it's obvious that you already have your own plans for it, judging by the merchandising
I'm
here.
amazed that this
Yep.
he was able to actually get a freaking action figure of Guybrush Threepwood ready in such quick time.
Yeah.
Hey, when he sees a business opportunity, he capitalizes it right away.
Yep.
Not really.
Also, if it's not immediately obvious, folks, unfortunately, his more traditional actor did not return for Tails.
Trial, what are
Aw,
Yeah.
I wonder what
Yeah,
happened.
although I'll give the guy credit, I actually do kind of like the actor that I have here. Like, I think the faster delivery actually kind of fits his like businessman
Spastic
type
thing.
personality
Yeah,
a
he
bit
talks
better.
exactly like a used car salesman.
I'll s-
I mean,
spastic.
I used to think it wasn't all that great at first, like, but now that I stop and think about it, it's like I really did hate it. I mean, he did a good job doing what he did, but I really did hate the fucking voice that the original actor gave him.
But what sorts of
Which
What
I mean,
the-
it's,
Yeah,
it's,
he was a
it's-
little
it's-
bit too slow.
It's the point, and I totally understand that. But honestly, this voice makes me hate him less. Which now that I stop and think about it, is that really a good thing?
Well,
Maybe
make,
it is.
well, because the original voice made it sound very snarky and very up.
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say it's like it was a little too condescending.
Yeah.
Which I mean, to be fair, is
Wait,
pretty
wait.
much his character in a nutshell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like anything like him.
Voice didn't focus test all that well.
Hey.
Already got focus testing on this shit.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be you?
Yeah, of course, this is the trial
Oh
of the
my go-
century.
I was gonna say because he was joking about that, but they actually printed it on the dang shirt. The trial of the century.
Attorney bringing his
Also, I'm glad that they were able to somehow make his hand movements work in 3D.
Yeah.
It's a little.
Yeah. Well, I don't see how it'd be that hard.
It wouldn't be that hard, but I mean, admittedly, it does look really fucking.
Oh, it's a magnetic mirror thing.
Well, of course
I
it
love
does.
those.
Yeah.
Most notorious criminal, an infinite array of amusing and degrading hairstyles. Observe.
Also, his eyes are
However,
tiny.
this one's... Oh.
His eyes are tiny.
It's leaking iron shape.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
Oh.
feel like that's probably an instance of, like, 2D art design not transitioning
Fat
well
Island
into
labor.
3D.
Yeah.
Say no more.
Oh, well. I mean, okay, though I have to be honest and say, out of all the characters to bring back, because, I mean, you have to bring it back because it's Stan, but he's kind of my least favorite character to see return.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, to be fair, he's
Yeah,
always been
he's-
that one character you just love to hate.
Yeah.
Although-
He's
and actually
he's a real difficult prick.
And I was to say, now I think about it, I don't
Yeah.
know what other character I could have come back. We've already kind of touched upon.
Yeah,
Is there any
honestly,
like regularly
like,
forgotten about, or?
Well, I think there probably are others, but, like, you have to admit, love him or hate him, this actually does kind of fit him perfectly.
I mean,
It
yeah.
does.
At the end of the day, this makes perfect sense for him to just take whatever business opportunity he can.
It's,
And,
I
and
honestly,
also, that
as
was-
he mentioned earlier, yeah, technically, to be fair, him going against Guybrush actually is justified considering all the shit he did just to progress through his own adventures.
and I was gonna say.
Oh,
go
also,
ahead.
just a quick thing, we kind of talked it over, but Guybrush pointed out the thing is, like, if you noticed, Stan isn't actually infected by the pox here, but that's because he pointed out that, like, he's many things, but he's technically not an actual pirate, and the pox only hones in on pirates.
I mean, yeah, he's just a pirate. He's just a pirate. Pirate profiteer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, hello.
Oh.
Double your quadrupled rate.
Oh, he's really wanting us.
Pants. You can't afford me anymore.
But you must break Sweetwood out of jail and bring him back to
Well, we're right here.
Let's just pretend we're not here.
Poxalicious.
You're a little behind the times, Demange. I'm pox-free and fit as a fiddle. See?
Impossible.
Nothing's impossible when Guybrush Threepwood, mighty pirate, is
Sup?
involved. And after I cure my wife and everyone else, I'll...
Wife?
Yeah. She was standing right next to me when LeChuck exploded.
You
so-
had to say something, Guybrush.
Oh.
Wait.
Wife of Guybrush Threepwood.
Hey!
What part of non do you not comprendes?
What I need
Comprendes.
I love his. Something about his whiny tone still sells me on him being a duck.
You do realize that perfectly normal bartender over there also looks like he was strained with the pox.
That too.
Well, no, he wants to get one that... Because Elaine was with us when it initially exploded, so odds are she probably has the strain he's looking for.
He wants
Okay,
the
you got a point. Oh.
Like to be threatened.
he wants like the key. Ooh.
Ow!
Yeah.
He
Wait.
really broke his
What the-
finger.
What the?
Huh?
Oh,
That was a very, very...
what just happened?
Oh,
I don't
wait a
wanna
minute.
know.
We broke his We broke his finger, and then it somehow restored on its own.
Yeah, just slight spoiler. You know how he was making when he was experimenting on he was experimenting on Guybrush's hand earlier, and he's convinced that apparently it possesses like the possibilities of eternal life. He was still experimenting with it, and I guess for the sake of a test, injected himself with it, and yeah, it gave him regenerative abilities.
actually
Oh
works.
no.
Crap.
However, he still needs to perfect it, so that's why he needs to find Elaine, so that he can get that last strand he needs to really make it perfect.
Yeah, he needs the case 0 of that. Also,
You look
yeah,
like
great.
grim.
This is not ending up to be a very good weekend for any of us.
Oh, I know what you mean. Betraying your childhood hero can really take it out of you.
Hey, that was just business.
You did it.
Your business sucks more than the winds of Flotsam.
Sometimes.
So what are you
I mean,
doing?
it does take some. It does take some. Oh,
They're a row of Blood Island volcano shots.
Damn.
Blood Island volcano shots?
Only the first one.
Yikes.
By then, your taste buds and
Yep.
throat are already scarred to heaven that you can't even hear it. You can't even taste
Yeah.
anything after that.
I'm pox-free. Tested on a regular basis.
Really?
Yeah, she's free too because she's a pirate hunter, not an actual pirate.
Right.
And of course, Marquis is not really going. Actually, I'm curious what's going to happen to the Marquis because he shouldn't have been affected because he's a scientist, and but he directly injected himself with the pox that normally would never affect
that's
him.
fuck.
Well, no, he didn't inject himself with like an outright thing of the pox. More so, like a little bit of like this concoction he made that's like based on the pox.
Yep.
A few intimidated witnesses.
Like it doesn't work the same way.
Also, yeah,
You couldn't afford me.
Of course. How silly of me. It's all about the pieces of 8 with you, isn't it?
I mean, that's kind of how it works, Guybrush.
I also accept pieces of 9.
What?
Huh?
Well, let's forget it. She's not going to be really helpful to us right now. Well, we got to find our own way out.
Yeah, she's gonna kind of just be here for the rest of the chapter.
That thing he did with his
Yes, and I will say she does play an important part later. I won't tell you how important it is, though, because that in and of itself does spoil. Oh, it's the judge!
Yep, that's the judge. That is Frilly Wig.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Yep, when he's not the judge, he runs Club 41.
he just gets super into the character when he puts on the judge wig.
Oh,
I
yes.
guess
I suppose
so.
he does.
Again, that's kind of why I like. That's why I like this character so much. He's kind of like he's pretty much a man of two personalities.
And I do love his like, oh, what kind of part-time would we be if we didn't have some jailbreaking effort so often?
Remarkably pleasant attitude.
Besides, it's not as though you can really escape the swinging sword of flotsam justice.
Yeah, we need to get that dang gun back or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That wind gun or whatever he used.
Ladies' night is looking a
Well, it's not the gun, it's basically he's controlling those giant stone things that are controlling the wind.
We'll just run over and turn them back the right way and run.
Yeah, we could do that, but first we gotta declare a name first.
I've also
Yeah.
only seen all of 2 women here on this island.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about when Ladies' Night is a little bit on the dull
I
side.
mean, one of them has a scar on her leg, the other one has a scar in her, probably her esophagus at this point.
Yeah.
Can't be too much of a fun evening.
every place I've ever been in my life.
Wish it, for some reason, I don't know why, I have the impression to want to start saying, who here, like, what was your guys' like first impression of pirates in general?
Pirates in general?
Wow, that's. We'd all have to probably go digging real deep into that kind of.
Yeah.
I know it's a
yeah,
really
oh my
dumb
God.
question. I know it's a dumb question to think about.
Like piratehood in general has just been a thing for forever, and for a lot of us, we experienced it very early in our childhoods.
Yeah, I want to say.
Oh, he's down in those sucker
Oh my
stones.
god, dude.
He's got a lot of.
How did
That's some hot grog on grog action. I'll just save this last one.
Okay, also, something you want to know. So it's like, so we got 6 shot glasses worth of that stuff. We drunk 5. We're saving the other one for later. The other 5 that we have. Also, this is also important that we need to remember later. Apparently, within the jungles of Flotsam, there is a jungle beast, and Hemlock witnessed it himself. That jungle beast is going to be a little bit important later.
I mean, it's kind of
Okay.
a blessing in disguise. We didn't encounter that thing at first.
Seriously, considering we were
Yeah,
running from
well,
it.
it only appears at night.
Oh. But yeah, I think for Pirates it was either Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride at Disney, or maybe Fisher Price. At least like Pirates. I don't know. Like the idea is that like, I mean, especially as a kid, like you're sold on the fact that yeah, pirates are fun and they do all this cool, wacky stuff, and then you realize no, they're actually kind of jerks and really.
Yeah, notorious.
Oh,
Steal
yeah.
booty,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. They have an accent, blah, blah, blah. Well, most of the time they do.
Sometimes they have accents.
Most of the time they do.
Yeah.
So anyway, so also just real quick, as you know, Skybrush picked up some candle wax. And I was trying to say earlier, those empty shot glasses, those are very useful because they can hold like really hot liquids, and hot liquids are actually going to be the key to one of the cases that we need to repeal.
Ah.
But we'll find out more about that in the next part.
Okay.
Oh,
Join us
kidoki.
then.
Till next time, guys.
Au
Bye-bye.
revoir.